Do you want to know how to really play Blitzcrank? Do you want to gain so much elo that your friends think you should be in LCS? Do you want to rip out your enemy's guts and feed them to the pigeons? Then you've come to the right place. The first key to knowing how to play Blitzcrank is understanding you're not a bitch. You ain't Bitchcrank. You're Blitzcrank. You gotta blitz the enemy. You miss a hook, you go in. You hit a hook, you take the kill. Also, forget about that support build. You're actually the carry. If you want your games to look like this, then your build has to look like this. I've been asked a few times how I got into gold last season, and I tell my friends the same thing. I mean Blitzcrank. You can't go wrong with this guy. You can miss 99% of your grabs, but that one grab that you do somehow make wins the game. We've all faced that one blitz that we thought was terrible, that missed every single grab, and then 30 minutes into the game, he lands his first grab on you, and the enemy either wins or makes a huge comeback. Not to mention that the enemy is tilted the second you pick Blitzcrank in Champion Select. They know you're gonna invade and either get a kill or burn a summoner spell. Picking Blitzcrank in Champion Select is like calling the police and giving them the exact time you're going to rob a bank, and still getting away with it. It's like having cake and getting to eat it too, when it's not even your birthday. I don't even know why anyone would play Thresh or Nautilus when you can just play Blitzcrank. You have to be pretty skilled to play the other two. And with Blitzcrank, you just have to be able to hit your Q on occasion. But honestly speaking now, Blitzcrank used to be my go-to support before Dynamic Q and Ranked. He's a good pick if you can land your Q most of the time, and he's fun to play, especially if you build ability power. I think he's simple to play given the fact that you can use your abilities in so many different orders that you can actually make good plays given you know his kit well. I've also found that the majority of players understand how to play with Blitzcrank, and it makes working with your team in games a lot easier since Blitzcrank is also a support that can be an all-in support or a catch and release support, similar to Thresh. Blitzcrank is also one of the very few champions who still not only has a silence, but it's also an AoE silence. The only things I dislike about Blitzcrank is that if you miss your Q, it allows the enemy the ability to harass or kill you and your carry. It can also take up a lot of mana early game, so if you miss your Q, it can really affect your laning. But overall, I think if you're looking for an aggressive support to play, I think Blitzcrank is worth looking at. So I just want to take a moment to thank everyone who has watched my video or given a thumbs up to my video, because this was my very first video I've ever made. And if you enjoyed that, feel free to subscribe.